it's that time again for another food review with me, Mary. And right now I'm at, here, let me show you. I'm at Splawn Ranch Travel Center and Food Court. And I love the name. It makes me wonder, like, what is a Splawn and why do they need a whole ranch of them? What are they doing there? Why do they need to have so many Splawns? But anyways, I want to go in and get like a hot coffee thing again because it's the morning time and I want something to pep me up a little bit. I'm back from Splawn Ranch, and what I decided to get, let me just describe the inside of the place a little bit more. I kind of get shy when I go inside and get a little nervous about filming in there, so I try to be like real quiet. But what I saw was there was like a huge selection of coffee. There were probably like 10 or 12 different hot coffee machines where you could just pull it down and coffee goes into your cup. And there were things like there was like Texas pecan, there was cinnamon bun flavor, there was a dark roast, there was a light roast, but I ended up going with this size. I think it's like a medium, and I got my flavor as hazelnut. I got hazelnut because I like hazelnut. So I got hazelnut coffee, and I also got these little creamers. They had a lot of the creamers, like a lot of different flavors. They even had one that was like peppermint mocha flavor, which was really weird looking to me. But they had, you know, the classic vanilla. They had hazelnut. They had like a cinnamon vanilla thing. So there were lots of options there. And then I got really excited because there was a Krispy Kreme booth with a bunch of different things in it. It had the plain ones. I just got one plain iced donut. And they also had like the chocolate ones, and they had a few that had fillings in them. So they really had a good selection. And you could also get like half dozen packs and 12 dozen if you wanted to. So the store inside was like super clean. Like I felt really good going in there, you know, like I felt kind of happy because of how clean and how nicely organized everything was. So it was really good, and I got this and this coffee for $3.03. So pretty good deal. And I am thinking that this coffee is going to be a little bit hot to drink, like they usually are at first. I don't know if you can kind of see the steam on it, but oops, I just spilled some on the table. This is just kind of it just looks like coffee, okay? So I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna need the hazelnut stuff, because the hazelnut creamer, because it already smells like hazelnut, and it smells really good. It smells pretty sweet, kind of mild. A little bit like buttery even. Kind of smells buttery, which is kind of weird, but whatever. That doesn't mean it's gonna taste buttery. Whew. So it's really hot. I think I'm just gonna use the creamers so I can cool it down a little bit. And I took off the lid. So while that's cooling down, I'm just gonna try my donut. So this is just a Krispy Kreme glazed donut. And I already know that I like these, so I'm probably gonna like it. It's not warm, it's just a cold donut. It's just sitting in the case there with other donuts, so hopefully it's not stale or anything. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's like nice and squishy, kind of doughy. So it's not cakey at all. It's very fluffy though. And the icing is pretty sweet. It's pretty intensely sweet, so if you're not too much for super sweet stuff, then maybe you try something else. But it's really good. And it's really soft and it's not stale at all. So that's a definite win. And what I like to do with my donuts is dip them in coffee. So I'm going to try a little dipperoo. See, I just dipped it in there. Mmm. Mmm. It tastes really good. It's like, it gets a nice softness and extra gooiness with the coffee. And the coffee kind of adds like a little bit of bitterness to the sweetness. And the first thing you definitely taste is the icing. Taste the icing, and then you get the gooiness of the bread, the dough. And then you get a little more sweetness of the icing, and then you kind of get the bitterness of the coffee. So it's got kind of like a complex wave of flavor that comes in. But it's really yummy, you know? That's how I like it. I think the coolest thing in the store was they had a bunch of hats, and every hat was bedazzled beyond belief. Maybe I could show you a picture of one of them, what they looked like. But they all had like a ridiculous amount of gems on them. And, you know, with like camo as the fabric and shit like that. It was pretty crazy. I was like, who wears those kinds of hats? Mm. Okay, so from that, just a tiny little sip. It tastes a little bit watery, so I'm kind of disappointed. But let me try another sip, because the first sip is not always the truth. Yeah, very watery. Like I can barely taste any of the creamer, and I can barely taste any of the hazelnut. So yeah, it barely has that nice bitter like coffee flavor. I like the bitter coffee flavor. You know, like the signature, like, oh, this is coffee that I'm drinking. That flavor, I like that. And this really doesn't have that, like, barely at all. So, it did when I dipped the donut in it. But now it just tastes pretty watery and sad. So it's kind of like it's hot water. And, so yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, so for this, I'd give the donut 5 out of 5 stars. You know, expecting that it was going to be a cold donut. It's good. It's fresh. It's yummy. I like Krispy Kreme. But the coffee is definitely a disappointment. Like, now, like, in my mouth, I'm tasting a little hazelnut, but when I was actually drinking it, there wasn't any hazelnut flavor to be found. It was like drinking, like, hot water with maybe 1 drop of hazelnut coffee in it. So, pretty disappointed in the coffee, so I'd give it, like, a 2 out of 5. You know, I'm still gonna drink it because I want caffeine, but, that was definitely disappointing. So shame on you, Splawn Ranch. You got plenty of Splawns, but no fucking goddamn good coffee. So, anyways, that concludes this food review with Mary. Thank you for watching.